Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. I'm filming an update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, which is one of my favorite projects to do. It was my introduction into YouTube and it continues to be a really fun way for me to experiment and play with eyeshadows. I'm sure you know that this project was created by Alexi here on YouTube many years ago, and it has taken off since then and it's morphed into a lot of different versions over the years with different kinds of creators. The way that I like to do Pan Those Eyeshadows is I'm consistently working on 5 different shades of eyeshadow, with the ultimate goal being to hit pan on those eyeshadows, of course. Here he comes. I'm telling you, it's like clockwork. Ultimately, I want to hit pan, but if I use it 30 times over a span of at least 3 months, then I will roll it out if I don't hit pan in it by that time. I have it set with those standards so that with most shades, I am likely to hit pan within that parameter. I have a goal this year to reach a pan percentage of 20% in my eyeshadow collection, and I'm hoping I can even exceed that goal if possible. Let's go ahead and get started into this update. So here is the color palette I've been working on over the past month. I'll go ahead and start with this shade at the bottom. This is the shade that's been in the longest. This is Hold Me Down, a metallic shade from Colourpop. It's a really pretty pinky purple, and it kind of has almost like a duochrome shift to it. It shifts a little bit blue in certain lights, so I have been enjoying playing with that. Here's what it was looking like when I had first rolled it in. After the first month, I'd used it 5 times and it was looking like this. Just starting to show a little bit of wear on the pan. I used it 7 more times in the month of January, making for 12 uses total, and it was looking like this. And I was hopeful that with the size of that dip, I'd be hitting pan soon. During the past month, I reached for it 5 times, and here's what it's looking like today. And as you can see, I do have a tiny little pan going on there. I'm just amazed at how deep these pans are. It just seemed to go on and on forever, but I finally got there and I'm so happy to say this one is rolling out. It was in my project for 3 months. I reached for it a total of 17 times and I hit pan on that 17th use and didn't reach for it again. I think it was just yesterday or the day before that I hit pan on this. So I'm happy to have this finally rolling out. Even though I love having purples around, that one took me quite a bit of time to get used on. It's just not really an everyday shade that I like to reach for work and things like that. I mean, I did reach for it for work, but I don't want to do that every day. So I'm happy to start this video off with a bang and say we have 1 shade rolling out. The next shade in my project was this one here. This is Radiate from the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. It's kind of like a mauve-y, very light colored, like almost like a taupey mauve. And I've been using this as a transition shade quite frequently. And here's that beautiful palette right there. So here's what Radiate looked like when I first rolled it in. This whole palette was basically brand new and Radiate had hardly been touched. I reached for it 13 times during the first month and it was looking like this. And you could barely tell that I had used it at all. In the past month, I used it 8 additional times, making for 21 uses total. And here's what it's looking like today. And I wouldn't be surprised that even after 8 additional uses, you're hardly seeing much difference in this pan at all. These mats are very firmly packed. Not a lot of product comes off on your brush when you dip into them, and you have to build them quite a bit to get a nice like dark effect on them. But I am enjoying this palette. I love reaching for it. I will be having it in my project for another month. And that means I still have 9 more uses to go on this palette. So I'm just going to try and enjoy that time as much as I can and reach into a bunch of these shades, just play with them more. I would love to play more with this neutral quad up here. I want to play more with these duochromes, maybe on some of these days off. I would love to get more use on the pinks right now that we're getting into the spring. So I'll be happy to get more use on this in the next month. And then I'm sure I will be able to roll it out for you in the next update. Next is this green shade right here. This is Diamond Cut, and this is the shade that I have on my eyes today, or one of the green shades that I used to make this look today. And it's been really fun playing with greens, and I'm excited to continue to do that in the month of March and into the spring because, spoiler, this shade is going to stay in. That shade's going to stay in, and so is the entire palette that's in my Project Level Up right now. I'll link that playlist right here for you if you want to watch those videos. And here's that palette. It's called High Society. I'm working hitting pan on this shade here, Diamond Cut. Here's what it was looking like when I first rolled it in. I used it a couple times, but not much. I used it 7 times during that first month and it was looking like this. I was hopeful that I'd be able to hit pan on this with a few more uses. These pans are notoriously shallow. I reached for it 5 times, making for 12 uses total, and here's what it's looking like today. And there is a good size dip in there, but still no pan. I know that pan is so close and maybe like 2 more uses, maybe even 1. I'm gonna hit pan on there. I tried my darndest today. I really layered this on, gave it a good generous application, but alas, still no pan. So I'm just going to keep it in another month, and I'm okay with that because I already have this palette out anyways, and I'm a little overwhelmed with eyeshadows right now in all of my different projects. So having an easy pan in the month of March and being able to naturally just grab this palette for my separate project Level Up, that's just gonna be a little bit less of a workload for me and give me a little bit of a break, which I desperately need right now. So I'm gonna take that break where it is given and keep this in another update, and I'll definitely have pan to share with you next time. I really like this shade. Next is this cool toned brown shade. This is from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and it's the shade Samael, which apparently is the name of like Lucifer's angel before he fell from heaven, as some people updated me in the comments and what I found on Google. I don't know. I still don't know how to say it. Samael. I think that's how you say it. Anyways, Samael, and not snail. It sounds like I'm saying snail. Okay, Samael. So here it was when I rolled it in just last month. It had a little bit of use on it, but nowhere near pan. I only reached for this shade 7 times in the past month, which is kind of low for me for such a neutral shade. But again, my attention was spread many places. Here's what it's looking like today. And hopefully you're starting to see a little bit of a dip forming in that shade, but nothing too impressive. This is going to be something that's going to take some time, but I hope I'll be able to reach for this a few more times in the next month. Definitely more than 7. If 15 would be great, but you know, at least more than 10. That's the goal for this one. So I have more progress to share with you on the next update. For now, it's going to stay in. It's only been a month. We have 23 more uses to go. I definitely think we can get there. And this one's probably going to be in for 3 months at minimum, and a pan on it would just be bonus points. So I'm definitely going to aim for that. And the last shade is from my Makeup Geek Manny MUA palette, and it is the shade Artemis, which is this like silvery champagne-y highlight shade. And here's what that shade was looking like when I rolled it in last month. It already had a huge dip on it. It was the inner corner shade that I was reaching for when I had the previous shade in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, the shade Cosmopolitan. I reached for it 17 times in the past month, and here's what it's looking like today. And yes, the dip is deeper, but still no pan. This is another one that I really tried to reach pan on today. I have this on my inner corner right now, and I think that maybe like 3 or 4 more uses, I should have pan on there. Today is not the day, so this one's gonna stay in for another month. I know I'm gonna hit pan on it in no time, but again, it'll just be like a gimme for the month, and then I can put my attention elsewhere on my Pan Those palettes, on my project Level Up, or maybe just take a break from eyeshadow for a day. Like, I kind of miss those days of just simple eye makeup, like eyeliner, mascara, boom, you know, maybe a shimmer. So I think I need to do some of those days for myself coming up. I just sense myself needing a little less complication, a little more rest, just kind of simplify a few things in my life a little bit. And I'm applying this to makeup as well, even though that's just part of what I'm talking about. But I think, you know, just a simple eye makeup day would be good for me here and there in the month of March. So we'll see. All that to say, I'm happy to have a break, and I'll have a pan for you next time. So that means I have just the one shade rolling out, Hold Me Down, and I have those other 4 shades all staying in. This one I will definitely hit my 30 use and 3-month goal by next update. I doubt I'll have a pan in it, but it will be rolling out all the same. This one I'll definitely have a pan on, so that'll be rolling out next month. This one should also be out by next month, and this one, doubtful, but who knows? You know, I believe in miracles, so look forward to a very exciting update next time. Subscribe if you are not already so you don't miss out on lots and lots of pans next month. I have 466 shades of eyeshadow in my collection right now, and last month of those shades I had pan in 60 of them, so my pan percentage was 12.88%. I'm really trying to reach 20% this year, if not exceed that percentage, and I think I might be hopeful to achieve that. This past month, I actually hit pan on 7 eyeshadows, which is amazing. Obviously, those are not all from this project, but I just share my pan percentage during these updates. 3 of those shades are from one of my palettes that I'm trying to pan this year, and 2 of them are from the other palette that I'm trying to completely finish. So if you aren't watching my Pan Those Palettes series, I'll go ahead and link it here, and you can check out the pans that I hit in those videos. And one of those shades is from my Project Level Up. So you can go watch that video if you want to see that pan as well. And of course, one of those pans was in Hold Me Down that you just saw. So I now have pan in 67 of my 466 eyeshadows, making my new pan percentage 14.38%. I jumped up 1.5%. That's amazing. So if I can stay on pace with that, I don't think I'll be getting 7 every update, but if I can get, you know, like 4 or 5 in the next couple updates, I should be very close to 20% in about 4 or 5 months. And then that'll leave the last few months of the year to just have a little, you know, extra cream on top with any pans that I hit. These numbers really don't mean anything at all. It's just like a way for me to track some data in this project, which is so fun for me. And it also feels so satisfying to see my eyeshadow collection and my makeup collection in general looking more and more used over these years of focusing on using the makeup I already have, which is why I love doing these projects so much. They really gamify what I'm already doing. I love doing makeup. I love playing with products, and really help me to reduce the amount of things that are coming into my house and be more mindful of the things that I'm bringing into my home and the way I'm spending my money. I'm quickly going to talk about some of my favorite eyeshadow looks from the past month. This look is featuring that purple shade, Hold Me Down, from the Colourpop She's a Rainbow palette. That is pretty much all over the lid, probably topped with another shade as well, but I think that's definitely in there as like the base color. And then I probably most likely definitely have Radiate as a crease shade, probably the first transition shade in this look. And most likely most definitely Artemis is on the inner corner of this look as well, because I basically wore it as an inner corner every day for the past month. And I still don't have pan on it. This is one of my favorite looks I created with Diamond Cut, this beautiful green shimmer here. I used this to create a very bold, shimmery green lower lash line, and then I used glitter glue to very strategically place some eyeshadow, creating almost a graphic liner look. And I love how that turned out. It was just really fun to play with, and I just love experimenting and pushing myself every now and again. This is another really fun look I created using the Diamond Cut shade. I have a matte lime green shade from that palette tapped very opaquely all over the lid, almost creating like a cut crease. And then I topped that with Diamond Cut to just give that matte lime green some nice green shimmer, and it really was beautiful. I paired it with a green wing and a green sweater that has Bad Bats Maroon on it, so I was loving that look. I felt like key lime pie incarnate, if you know what I mean. I love me some key lime pie. This is a really pretty, just very simple look that I decided to do. I wanted a really neutral eye. I decided to bring in Samael for this look, and that's pretty much buffed all over my crease and lid. And then I definitely have Artemis here in the inner corner, and I probably had Artemis in the inner corner in the last look as well. And then I just popped on a classic red lip, a very simple, not too big winged eye. And I just felt so pretty that day. I think that's like my favorite makeup look right now. And I want to do that more often as well. Just kind of keep it simple and classic a little more often. Here's another purple look I had fun playing with. This was one I wore to work that I thought was maybe a little too much for work, but sometimes it happens. I sit down to do my makeup in the morning, and the next thing you know, I have a purple smoky eye with glitter. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. So in this look, I definitely have Radiate in the crease, and then I also have a little bit of Hold Me Down on the lid, mixed with another burgundy shade as well to kind of like make it a little bit more red toned and less pinky purple. And this last look is a more neutral way that I wore the green shade. I kind of just blended it all over my lid, blended it out into the crease a little bit with a warm shade, and put on like a very subtle green liner and just called it a day. So I really like that one too. Just another neutral, wearable, kind of easy way to wear green. I feel like green can be pulled off pretty easily in day-to-day if you just make it really soft. So those are all my makeup looks. Not too many this month, but I think the ones that I shared were pretty good. Pretty good. And now the time has come for all of you to come with me to select our new shade randomly. It's the funnest part of these videos, right? I'm going to randomly select a palette from my collection, and then I'm randomly going to select a shade, and we're going to add that into my eyeshadow palette for the next month and try and hit pan on that shade. In this Tiny Decisions app, I have every single one of my eyeshadow palettes except for my Pan Those palettes. Those have been removed from this because I'm already focusing on them. I don't need to roll them into anything. And if I select a shade that is too similar to what I'm already working on, or too similar to a shade that's in my Pan That palette, I will re-roll for another shade. I think those are all the caveats I have for you right now. All right, let's get started. Just make sure you can see. Okay, right there. Okay. Pineapple cake. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of sad. I'm happy, but I'm sad because I love that palette. It is so adorable. Let me get it for you. So here is that adorable quad here. She is just so sweet. I love her pink polka dot bikini. Hello Kitty is just ultimate nostalgia. I was just talking about my new Bad Bats Maroon sweater that I got from Target. It's, you know, such a fun lime green. I feel like I'm a little preteen girl all over again. It's so fun reliving all of these like 90s and early 2000 nostalgia right now. So this is Pineapple Cake, and it has 4 yellow shades in there that are so pretty. I do love yellow eyeshadow. And this is exciting, but I'm also really sad to bring this in because I don't really want to hit pan on it. Like, you know, the things that are just so cute that you want to savor and just kind of like look at them in your collection and treasure them and maybe pull them out for a little bit of yellow here or there, or for like a fun trip or a fun makeup or something. But I don't know. I don't want to put pan on it. But I will. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for all of you. And for the entire painting community out there. And I'm sure that it'll just be so fun to look at this little lady every day and just put a little smile on my face every now and then. So if nothing else, I'll just be happy to have this little adorable piece of nostalgia around on my vanity and not tucked away in my drawer like she always is. I'm going to select a number between 1 and 4 randomly, and that will decide which shade we're working on. Okay, I have it. Oops.
Try this app on your pictures.
Fuck, man. I've got it between 1 and 4 there. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Is it a matte? I think it's a matte. It is. Oh, and it's the one with the pineapple imprint on it. Just twist that dagger in my heart, why don't you? Okay, so it's Sandy, La Piñata, and To the Core right there. Can you even see? You can kind of see the pineapple imprint there. So that is the one I'm going to focus on. I'm going to try and use it 30 times, try and hit pan on it. And I'm sure I'll have some fun with the other yellows in here while I'm at it. And I think this will also be fun to mix with my green palette. We're going to see lots of colorful, like lemon lime vibes happening over the next few weeks, over the next few months probably. And I'm okay with it, you know? Spring, yellow, when is a better time to bring in such a fun little sweet palette? There is the yellow on my finger, and here to swatch for you. It is not the worst yellow I've seen. It's pretty good. It's a little bit powdery, which means it probably won't be too hard to hit pan on. And it has a nice pigment to it, so I'm excited to play with it. I think it'll be a fun, just little pop of color. I think I can work it into neutral looks and also just let it shine with a yellow look and also mix it in with other colorful looks as well. So it should be quite versatile in the long run. And here's my new color palette for the next month. It's actually quite neutral. I mean, even the green can be pretty neutral. The yellow can be pretty neutral, I think, if I play it up in the right way. And I also can play with them and make them a little bit more interesting and adventurous if I want to, if I'm feeling that for the day. Or I can just kind of take it easy and do something more subdued, which I think will be a nice little change for me. So there you have it, everybody. That is my update. I think it was a good one. Not a ton of pan to share with you this month, but at least I rolled out one, and I have a ton going out next month. So definitely be here for that one. Thanks again for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought about any of my makeup looks, my new color story, any ideas you think would be fun about mixing these shades together, or just let me know how you're doing. I'd love hearing from you regardless. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope the luck of the Irish is with you during this month of March. I'm going to leave this with my favorite Irish poem. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, my friends, until we meet again, may God hold you in his hands. I hope you're doing really well. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.